Okay, so we've got a new splitter for the Golf R. Remember the last splitter that we had, the racing one, which stuck out about 5 meters forward? We didn't really go for it. Well, Max and Lift sent us another one, which looks absolutely perfect, but we're going to be fitting that later in the video. But today is the first outing of the Maserati Liberty Walk Granturismo. So if you didn't see the whole build of this car, click in the top right hand corner now. But this is really going to be the first proper drive of it and its first outing into the whole public. So there's still a long way to go with the Maserati. 1, I can't even get full lock. 2, the ride height isn't even set up yet. And 3, well, there's plenty more modifications to come. But the first step is to get the Lamborghini out of here so then we can get the Maserati out of here, which is going to be a challenge in itself. And who said air ride wasn't cool? Mustang aired out, Lambo aired out, and then the Maserati aired out. Another problem we've just found as well, we've got a side light out. There's a side light in that bit there, but not in one there. There's another issue that we've got to fix. Nothing too drastic, but how cool are the cars looking all on their arse. Okay, so before we get going, we've got to set up the drive height of the Maserati, so we need to be on level ground to do so. So let's do that first. Hannah, I think we're set, so let's do number 1. That is completely on the floor. So number 2, drive height, and number 3, speed bump mode. Okay, how good does number 3 look? Proper off-road mode. Although the splitter still is so close to the floor, and look at the arch cap. So the Maserati was invited to be unveiled for a Sky TV show, so that's where we was heading. But once we was all fueled up, we made it to the event. The Maserati was parked up, covered over, and then unveiled for the cameras. But once we'd all wrapped up, we got back on the road to test the Maserati's performance. Okay, so the Maserati looks good. It sounds pretty good. The performance, not so well. So inside the Maserati Granturismo is a 4.2 naturally aspirated V8. It does sound very nice. And Hannah, give it a rev. Yes, I think we can all agree the Italian sound does sound absolutely perfect. There's one thing that we haven't done in this car yet, which you've probably seen in the previous video on the Golf, is that this car got absolutely killed on the motorway by my Golf R. So what we want to do is a 0 to 60 in this car. The Golf in the previous video did it in 3.64 seconds, which is insane by any standards. So what can the Maserati do it in? Okay, same as the Golf. This time I'm driving and Hannah's passenger. Standard, this does it in, was it 4.5 seconds?
Yeah. About
4.5 seconds. We've now got a body kit attached to it and huge wheels, so I'm not expected. Let's just get into it. We're not going to beat the Golf at 3.6, let's face it. Got the Draggy app, so it's accurate as it can be. Let's go for it. Sport mode.
I'm nervous.
Manual. Rear wheel drive. Naturally aspirated V8. Maserati Granturismo. 0 to 60. Let's do it.
Oh,
this is embarrassing.
I guessed 5.2 to be nice. And
6.03. I think we need a take 2. 5.7 seconds. The Golf literally did it in half that time. Okay, before we address the full lock issue on the Maserati, we've got a splitter to attend to on the Golf. Now, something that I'm truly passionate about and believe everyone should be doing is making money on the side, like a little side hustle. And that's where the sponsor of this video, Crep Chief Notify, comes into place. So Crep Chief notify you on the latest drops which are about to happen. So say for example, when the PlayStation 5 got released, it was really difficult to get hold of. But what Crep Chief Notify would do was notify you when and where it's likely to drop and also the expected resale value of it. So all you've got to do is get in there first and then you can make a quick profit on it. There's already hundreds of people profiting on there daily, so don't miss out. Click the link in the description and I'll see you there. Right, let's get this new splitter fitted to the Golf. I think it's gonna look sick. Okay, so there's loads of different ways to fit a Max Design kit. This is just my way. I always line something up and get something to hold it underneath, hence the toolbox. Then I put in a few self-tapping screws to hold the splitter to the bumper. After that, I'll drill some holes and nut and bolt the thing to make sure that it never comes off. Yes, buzzing with that. It looks way better. It almost looks like part of the bumper now, but yeah, definitely happy with that. Right, let's get the Maserati in the ramp and sort that full lock issue. Okay, scrap that. The ramp is definitely not going to lift that. Jack and axle stands it is. Okay, so let's fix this full lock issue. So this is where it's been rubbing on this sort of like makeshift arch lining. I'm going to take this off and then see if there's anything behind it that we can remove to give it a bit more of a clearance. With the arches being much wider, the original arch lining doesn't actually fit in the arch, hence the makeshift one. Behind it, it revealed this sort of metal box. So I decided to take that off. And behind it was, well, nothing much. Apart from it seems like it was protecting a few fuel lines there, which we could cover up without the need of that box. So I removed the whole box and put the makeshift arch lining back in place. Whilst it was under the arch, it was a good time to change the side lights because it's an easy place to get to them. I upgraded them for some white LED ones. What a difference that can make. It really modernised the front of the car. All that's left to do is put the wheel back on and do exactly the same on the other side. Right, can we get the all-important full lock? Come on, please. We need this thing to be practical. Yes, we still have some rubbing, but not nearly as bad as before. So we're at drive height now, it does still rub on the front, but it's not that bad, and the plastic is in the way. Now, as for the rear, there is no rubbing on there anymore. Yes, it is close to everything, but there is a lot more clearance now. We've removed all of this sort of arch lining, which shouldn't be a problem. I mean, the mud's just gonna go up there, it's gonna make it dirty up there, but I can't see it being driven so much in the snow or grit anyway. The thing is, with all these Liberty Walk cars, they're not supposed to happen. They're not designed to have these kits on, so you're bound to get little problems like this, like finding and tweaking things until you can get full lock, but it's all part of the fun. Okay, so this video is about to take a left turn, and I know you guys are with me on the journey regardless of what I do, and here is probably another crazy, could be stupid idea. Now, the Golf R, although it is fixed and back on the road now, the project is far from finished, but you guys know how much my fingers itch for crash damaged cars, and another one came up last night that I feel like I've got to take this opportunity. It's an interesting car, one that I've always looked at, and I thought if one comes for the right price or is a crash damaged one, I'd love to get my hands on it and start repairing it. Now, I have came to have a look at that car. Now, it could be a complete flop or a complete lemon like the C63 we did earlier this year, but you win some, you lose some. I'm bringing you guys with me to have a look at this car and see what you guys think. Yes, it's in a bit of a state, but it could be a good one for the channel. I'm not sure how filming's gonna go, but I'm gonna take the camera and, well, we'll find out. Let's go have a look at it. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna have to apologise for the terrible filming here. But second off, here's the car. Yes, a BMW M4 competition. And of course, it's crash damaged. All of the airbags have gone off inside. Curtain airbags, dashboard airbags. One of them's even smashed the glass on the front screen. But yeah, it's quite a nice spec. Carbon roof, 20,000 miles. It's got some nice extras on there. It's categorized as a category S, which means structural damage. But structural damage can mean a lot of things. It could only be suspension, not frame damage. Now, I didn't actually get to see it running because when the airbags explode on a BMW M4, it actually deploys like a kill switch on the battery, sort of a safety feature to completely cut the engine off. But he actually showed me a video of the engine running when one of his friends bought a cable to bypass that on the battery just to see if it would run, and the engine did run fine. Now, looking further into the car, I couldn't notice any sort of frame damage as such. It's got the M4 competition wheels, but now going underneath the car, I know it's difficult to see on the camera, but some of the suspension arms have actually snapped the subframe, causing damage to the subframe. So that's something we definitely need to take into account. A new subframe is needed, which definitely isn't a 5-minute job. But overall, potentially, I think this M4 could be a really nice repair and look really good once it's fixed. Okay, so what are we thinking? I know what some of you are thinking. Matt, you don't need another car, you've already got so many. Yes, whilst that might be true, I'm not thinking about me, I'm thinking about the channel. Does the channel need a BMW? Does it need a BMW M4 competition? Yes, it will be another risk, but crash damage cars are always a risk. And, well, I kind of enjoy taking them. Let me know in the comment section below. Do we send it? Do we just go for it? Do we start a new rebuild on this BMW M4 competition? Let me know in the comment section below. If you've liked this video, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.